Pandemonium. I first learned about roller derby when I was living in Boston, and I went to a roller derby bout in Boston because I had a friend who was an announcer. I was like, this is the best sport I've never heard of. It's so great. I really want to play the sport, but I couldn't because the Boston teams practice north of the city, and I didn't have a car, so there was no way. And then I moved out here, and I'd been here for like a year, and then a friend of mine told me that an all/no gender team had just been started here at PVRD, and I was like, I gotta do this. Sign me up. When's it happening? So literally a week later, I show up for recruitment night, and I was so hooked. You'd never believe.
It has sort of like a culture that I think is very different from a lot of other sports. It has roots as like almost like a performance. Early roller derby of like the 30s and even again in the like 70s was very staged. It wasn't, there weren't really rules to be followed in the way that there are now. It's much more like professional and organized.
I think anyone will tell you that their league is the best. I'm definitely biased. PVRD is absolutely my home. I cherish it. I love it. I love the people here. I think we are the best. We're definitely the most welcoming. I think we get that feedback a lot. We'll be playing these really intense bouts with other teams, and then there'll be like a weird timeout period, and we'll all just have a dance party on the jam line while we're waiting for the game to start again. And then, we go and kick each other's asses, and then we hang out afterwards at the after parties. So I think Derby in general is a really welcoming community, and it's all about having fun. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Yeah, hardcore PVRD all the way.
My roller derby name is Judka Ali Poe, and I typically just go by Poe, and my human name is Lula. and then I would typically come over here. Because it's cold out. So there's my cubby. And we all have these like little spray bottles with vinegar in it so that our gear isn't dusting. You come over here, some people sit on the floor, others on the benches. We gear up, put our stuff on. There's typically some chatting around us, like catching up, how people have been doing. Just go out onto the track and there's a different coach every night.
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. The thing that I love the most about roller derby as a sport is that there's no one ideal body type for this sport. Most other sports, especially team sports, you know, if you're going to play basketball, there's a particular body type for that. If you're going to play soccer, there's a particular body type for that. American football, same thing, right? But with roller derby, the best thing to have is a mix of body types on your team. Because it's really nice to have a couple of really big people, and it's really nice to have a couple of really small people, and to have that mix is actually a really beneficial thing. So there's literally no reason why you can't just have all genders playing together and have that be really awesome. But on the whole, roller derby is a very trans-inclusive sport. It's getting more and more trans-inclusive and more explicitly non-binary inclusive as well, which is great for folks like me who are non-binary, who don't identify as women or men, and I never thought I'd be able to play a sport again. And here I am, playing the best sport ever. That's what it's about for me. And the fact that inclusion is such a huge part of what we do at Pioneer Valley Roller Derby, that's really what we're all about. We were the first, as far as we know, we were the first league in modern roller derby to have a men's team, and now we're the first league in modern roller derby to have an all/no gender team. So the community here and the fact that inclusion and making the sport accessible to everyone is what we're all about is so great. It's everything.
So if that's too high for you guys, don't go with antics. I would go with either the Adams, like the Q6s, or Bronze, or there were no tears. There are a lot of
Hi, Bella. I do get really singularly focused. I actually have ADHD, so it's kind of like I'm either like completely overwhelmed by everything that's going on in terms of sound, or like I can't hear anything. It's usually the latter, I think. Like I remember I had some friends come to see some of the games this season. They were like, "Oh, did you hear us cheer for you when we did this?" And I was like, "No, I really didn't." So I think it's easy to get really focused on like what you're saying, what your teammates are saying. In like a gameplay, you're all like shouting and talking to each other, and even the refs and the whistles are like a little bit more distant for me. And you have to like pay attention to them, obviously, but like I kind of have to try to, because there's already so much noise on the track.
So a red stripe is like just starting. Do not hit. Please do not hit. Yellow stripe is like you got your feet under you. You know what you're doing. You've passed your first level. Blue stripe is you are ready to start learning how to scrimmage and ready to start those rule sets. And that's when you're also going to do your ref officiating rotations, which we have on Thursdays with scrimmages, so that you're able to get a better understanding of the rules. Then after blue stripe is no stripe, and that means that you are bouting eligible and you can join one of our teams. 15 more seconds. I can tie my shoes that quick.